is SCORM dead? You just showed it. It's like 20 years old, and we're replacing it with CMI5 and xAPI, and there's certainly a hype machine that I'm responsible for and driving new things forward, but I'm not sure SCORM is dead. In fact, I think in technology, it's the only time where something's age is really its strength, and that's interoperability. Once the world decides that this is the way something is played and how it reports and how the metadata is solved, that common integration becomes the thing that matters most for standards. So while SCORM, specifically SCORM 1.2, is really old by technological standards, its widespread adoption throughout the world means that it is its strength. I often compare these things to the MP3 or the PDF, and I think, Tammy, we're going to use an MP3 next year, even though it's old. And I think a PDF is going to continue to be the document we use to move things around. And I think that's true 5 years, 10 years from now as well. And that's not bad. So if we take a look at SCORM Cloud and we go one slide forward, welcome to a bunch of years of data. And for my technical folks on the call, these are registrations created in SCORM Cloud, which launches millions of courses a month by this type that they're used with. So you can see SCORM 1.2 is the lion's share of activity in SCORM Cloud every year. It is the most common standard found anywhere in the world. And if you include SCORM 2004 on there, it's an overwhelming majority. And that's because SCORM just does the job. It plays a course with a beginning, a middle, and an end. It tracks things. It has widespread adoption. It works. Most authoring tools can save as SCORM 1.2. Most learning platforms can play SCORM 1.2. And if you're just doing the basics, it's fantastic. It plays, it tracks, it's reliable, it can be tested, we can troubleshoot it, and it has a lot of interoperability. But other folks need to do advanced things. And that's where SCORM 2004 comes along. It can build a choose your own adventure type of experience. It can have a pre-test and a post-test. It can do some advanced things relative to tracking bigger sets of data. And that's a good reason to go use it when you need it. That said, SCORM is solid. It's a good base. We're going to keep using it. CMI5 and xAPI are on the right-hand side of this. And I find it really interesting. Tammy, I think you and I were noticing the purple line started to peak in 2019. And I think we were pushing a lot of data forward. We were helping a lot of folks innovate. And then COVID hit. And we started to see a shift into, hey, future learning is great, but we need to do things now. And doing things now meant SCORM was plugged and play ready. Everybody just started to default to the things that mattered in the moments. We were in unprecedented times, and we started to do precedented things. Now that we're starting to get back into the normal rhythm, we're starting to see more investment in xAPI and CMI5. We're starting to see more use in those things again. And I think it's because we've finally gotten our feet under us as an industry and are going back to the innovative things instead of the reactionary stuff that we saw during COVID. So kind of an interesting story in data there that really stacks up with a lot of what we saw going on at that time.
Yeah, definitely. But it's fun to see the purple going up, and as Brett mentioned, CMI5 is definitely getting more of a foothold than it has in the last couple of years, as we see that definitely taking shape.